Morning and welcome to Memphis Money 407. Today we restored this rocking chair. If you want to see how we did it, stay tuned because that's what we're going to do today. Well, welcome to another Memphis Money 407, our 43rd week of year 8. About a few weeks ago, Memphis Monday 401, we had an oak rocking chair we picked out of the trash and fixed it up and restored it. Well, ironically, we're going to give it to the Salvation Army. That was the plan. Or some thrift outfit, as a gift. But my wife liked it. She liked it better than the chair she already had. So we switched chairs, and so now I got the chair that she didn't want, and so we're going to restore that. We're going to do that today. And so I know it's dark out here, but I got the garage door closed because it's cold out here. All right, but right now we're just chattering and chattering for no reason. So let's knock off that chatter and get to work. This is an illustration of the chair we fixed up in Memphis Monday 201. It's a solid hardwood chair, pressed together joints, and they're normally painted, but they do have an option to have a, just a regular stain finish. And that's what we went through it with. We took the paint off of it and left it natural. Here's a little sketch I made of the chair we're going to work on today. And the only reason I'm showing you this is because you see all these little notes and stuff. I forget what all this stuff is called, the crest rail and the ears and the comb and all the different parts of a chair, and then they change from chair to rocker, and then they got Windsor chairs and all that stuff. The difference between balusters and stretchers and all that stuff. So these are the little notes to. And then the second reason, the real reason I kind of do these drawings on these restorations is when I'm looking for the chair on the internet, if I take the time to go through and draw it, I don't have to keep going back and looking at a picture of it or something. I can, like I know my chair has these little ears that stick straight up, and the crest rail has this round part and it's flat across the bottom. It's got 6 spindles, and then the stiles are bigger. It's got this turned edge on the top of the arm support. It's got 4 stretchers on the front, the sides, the front, and the back. So since I've taken the time to do this, it fixes in my mind exactly what my chair looks like. It makes it easier to identify. But here's the chair, and I can't find it anywhere on the internet. It's a comb back with 6 spindles, 2 stiles. It appears to be oak. It might be a Broyhill from about 50 years ago, but I can't find this exact chair. I found similar chairs, but I didn't find this exact one yet. Let's take a look at it. Some of the main physical damage is that these rockers have got the ends chewed off by a dog. on all four corners. The front finish on the, particularly on the arms, is practically gone. Additionally, all the joints, you can see this, all the joints are loose. All these spindles are loose, and the whole back, you can see the whole back is loose. This is the back stretcher. You can see that it's pulled out of the mortise, and that's the way they pretty much all are. These is all loose. So what I'm going to do is, first step is I'm going to try to take it apart without wrecking it, and then refinish the parts, and then put it all back together again. Well, it sounds pretty simple when you say it like that, doesn't it? And what makes that possible is because this chair and all these old chairs, I don't know about the new ones, I think they're probably made with this stuff too, but this is called hide glue, and it's not waterproof, it's very workable, and it makes putting these chairs back together. Actually, what you can do, if you can pull a joint apart and squirt some of this glue back down in that joint, this hide glue will stick to itself like old hide glue, and you put new hide glue on it, it will, it will adhere to itself. Now, modern glue like Titebond 3 or something, once it cures, you can't put new glue on top of it. It won't stick to it because it just turns into plastic. Well, this doesn't turn into plastic. This is a protein glue. So that makes these chairs repairable and restorable. Let me get to work and see if how hard this thing is going to be to get apart. I'll bring you back when something interesting happens. I'll tell you what, if we have a contest about our best shop improvement program, a project this year, I'm voting on this Carpenter's Toolbox we made a couple of weeks ago. I've been using the heck out of this. I like it. First thing I'm going to do is take out these old-timey screws that go through the stiles and into the arm. And I can tell it's an old-timey screw because it's a slot head. And well, I got everything tore apart. These are the parts that don't require a whole lot of work, just refinishing. And these parts over here need to be replaced or fixed. And to fix the parts, I need the right wood. Like I think I'm going to make some new rockers, so I need to make sure I have the right wood. So I sanded down the seat here, trying to figure out what kind of wood this is. It's not oak, and it's not maple. Both maple and oak would have medullary rays running this way along the quarter sawn places. Now here's a close-up of the seat. This is quarter sawn right in here, and then there's a board attached to it, and this is plain sawn. So keep that in mind. Now here are the medullary rays. They're right there is maple. You see those horizontal lines right there? Our wood doesn't have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my wood supplier and see if I can get some wood to match this. I know it's not oak. I know it's not maple. I know it's not poplar. It sure looks like cherry. So we'll see if we can get some cherry. All that talk about whether this wood is cherry or whatever. I decided to go with oak because I found this oak 2x4. So I cut out my stock for my new rockers, and so I got that stock. These are going to be a lot stronger rockers. They're wider, you can see, about 1.25 inches, and these are a little less than 1 inch. So the critical operation on these is going to be drilling these holes. Okay, let's go on to the repairs. Okay, I already fixed the arms. That was just a little glue up. These are the parts that have to be fixed. This is one of the stiles, and I'm just going to replace that with a dowel. A dowel of the same size. I think this is it. So I got a plan for that. These two, these are the stiles. I ripped off the mortises when I took these out. They broke off. It's my fault. I didn't do it right. So I need to figure out how to fix that. One of the arm braces broke. I'm gonna have to make a new one of these. And I tore the tendon off of this arm here. Supposed to be a tendon up here. Let me show you. Here's a close-up of the tendon that's missing. It's the corresponding piece here. You can see that tendon right there is missing. Now I have a fix, and if this fix works, you're going to hear angels sing. Okay, to make it clear on what we're doing, here's our piece we're going to try to fix. We need to put a dowel, and we need to put a new tenon on this broken piece here. So I've drawn it on the board. What we're going to do is drill a hole, a mortise, in the end of our part. So we'll drill in the top, and then we're going to insert a dowel into our hole and glue it in. And that will be our new tenon. If it works good. If it doesn't work, it's a spectacular failure. So we got one or the other going for us. Let's give it a try. This is my practice piece. What I've done is I've got a series of bits that'll run into the end of the mortise there, and then the final bit is this 5/8 twist bit. The reason I'm going to all the trouble to practice this is because it's a one-shot deal. If I mess this up, I got to make a new one, and turning it would be okay, but getting the exact angles on these mortises in the side would be, I don't have their jigs and stuff, so I don't know what those angles are and exactly how I'd set that up. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, now we just put some glue in there. I reamed the hole out a little bit to make it straighter. Okay, the next repair is to the stiles. Here's the the tenon that's missing, and there's the tenon we're going to put in. And it's this little piece right here. Here's the tenon, and it's got a dowel stuck in the bottom of it, and we're going to put that right in the top. So here's the stile. We'll drill a hole right down the center, and then we'll take this little part here, and that will slide right into that dowel hole. Okay, we just fixed these stiles here. We put that fake tenon at the end here and at the end here. Now what we need to do is, I broke one of these armrest spindles out. These down here. I broke one, and I got to make a new one. Here's the one I broke. It's beyond repair. I guess I could I could glue I could glue that piece back on, except it broke out in the tenon also. So this is a good part. So I need to make a new one of these. We'll do it on the lathe. Well, there's our new arm support stringer we just made. Now what I've done is I've just dry fitted this thing together. It has a total of 43 mortises, and all those mortises have to be cleaned out and make sure all the parts fit together. So the plan now is to break it all down again. I just haven't sanded anything. I'll sand everything and we'll take it from there. I can say that the new runners, the new rockers, are turning out real nice. I kept the old runners over there. We could use those if these didn't work, but they're working real good. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on gluing this thing up. What I'll do is probably glue, and then after a couple of minutes here, I'll go back and fast forward this thing. Because it's probably going to take a while. Now I have glue running everywhere. But with this hide glue, you can just wipe it off with water. And it doesn't discolor your stain. Well, we got her stuck together. What I'm doing now is just going over and doing some hand sanding. This hide glue is just amazing. You know, I wiped it off with a wet rag, and in any places I missed, I just hit it with the sandpaper, and it comes right off. So I can just go around and check all the joints and clean them up, make sure there's no glue. I tell you the truth, we're about done here. I'm just putting stain on this color called Golden Oak. And seems to be working okay. It's penetrating stain. I'm probably leave it on for, I probably won't rub it down for an hour or so. And then I'll let it sit for a few hours before I put any poly on it. And then I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at it. Well, here's our project for Memphis Monday 407. Today we restored this cone back rocking chair. I showed you how to repair tenons. We made a new spindle. We replaced the rockers with some oak rockers. We completely stripped off the finish and refinished it. And my plan is, once I get another coat of poly on it, I think I'm going to turn it over to like Goodwill or Salvation Army or something. Let them sell it. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied. Well, that's another Memphis Monday down the line. Memphis Monday 407. Today we restored that old rocking chair. We never did exactly figure out what wood it is, but I'm starting to think that it was oak and hard maple, and maybe some other fruit wood in there. But I did find some oak in some of the stumps, and I found some hard maple in one of the arms. So I think that mystery might be sort of resolved. Today we had some takeaways that showed you how to fix tenons by using dowels. And what else? We made a new spindle. Incidentally, those parts I had to repair, there were about 10 of them I had to repair. All except one of them I broke when I took it apart because I was in too much of a hurry. So repairing all those parts, it was self-inflicted, which kind of took the fun away from restoration, to be frank, because I wasn't really restoring, I was repairing damage that I did. All right, so like, share, favorite, and all the stuff you do on the internet, but most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.